Hello, my second grade mathematicians. Can you believe we're over halfway through all of our second grade math lessons? I know we've learned so much so far, haven't we? Well, today we're going to be doing a little bit more with geometry, and it's going to be so fun. We're going to learn about telling time. So our standard today is 2GM.3.1. It says that we're going to read and write time to the quarter hour on an analog and digital clock, and that we're going to distinguish between AM and PM. There's some big words in there, huh? So we're going to learn what quarter hour means. An analog clock, it just means one that's not digital. So like, the ones where you see the hands on it, that's an analog clock. And then all the other clocks, when you can just read the numbers out, that's digital. So if you look on your phone, on an adult's phone or your sibling's phone, it probably has a digital clock on it. And then distinguish just means you're going to be able to tell the difference between AM and PM. So how does that affect us? Why do we need to know that? So let's say that your school starts at 8 a.m. or maybe you're homeschooling and you don't start till 9:30. Well, how do you know if you're starting or arriving at the correct time? Well, first, AM is in the morning. Then you look at the clock. So if the minute hand is on the 12 and the hour hand is on the 8, then you're at school at 8 o'clock. Okay? If the minute hand is on the 12 and the hour hand's on the 9, then you're at school at 9 o'clock. Okay? All right, let's look through here. So AM is any time in the morning that's between midnight and noon. So midnight 12 a.m. in the middle of the night to 11:59 a.m. And then when it switches to 12 noon, that becomes PM. And that's from 12 noon in the middle of the day all the way to 11:59 at night. Yeah, that's how you know the difference. So a half hour is 30 whole minutes, an hour is 60 whole minutes, and a quarter hour, repeat after me, quarter hour. Okay, quarter hour is 15 whole minutes. All right, so let's look at some examples. So AM refers to the time between midnight and noon, and PM refers to the time between noon and midnight. And there are two hands on the clock. Sometimes you'll see a second hand that counts down the seconds, but we don't need to worry about those. We're just going to worry about the hour hand and the minute hand. So the small hand is the hour hand. And you can remember that because hour is a small word. So it has that small hand. Then the larger hand is the minute hand. And it's a bigger word. So it's going to have the bigger hand on the clock. And that shows the minutes on the day. So each number on the clock, 1 through 12, represents 5 minutes that have passed. Okay? So once the hand reaches 12, it starts back at 0. So if both hands are on 12, then it's 0. So it'd be 12 o'clock. Each number also represents an hour. So there are 24 hours in a day, but you see there's only 12 numbers on the clock. So there are 12 hours in the morning and 12 hours at night. So you got to learn to count by 5. So if you don't have your skip counting by 5s down, you really want to practice that because that's going to help with all of your telling time. Okay, so let's look at this. So we start at the 12. So this will be 0. And then 1 is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and then we're back at 0. Okay? So the clock above shows 1:15. Okay, so it's closer to the 1. So it's 1 o'clock, and then we have 5, 10, 15. So it's 1:15. Look at this clock. So we have to the 3, and then we got to see how many of the 6. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So this shows 3:30. Okay, look at this clock. It shows 6 because it's not before. not before the 7. It's still after the 6, between 6 and 7. So it'll be 6, and then we got to count these 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So it's 6:45. So the best thing to do is to memorize what the 12, 3, 6, and 9 stand for. So the 12 is 0, the 3 is 15, the 6 is 30, the 9 is 45. So you want to memorize that. You just times them by 5, but they can be memorized. So 0, 15, 30, and 45. Okay. So let's say you wake up to get ready for school. First off, if you're getting ready for school, is it probably 7:45 a.m. or 7:45 p.m.? Yeah, it's a.m. You're going to get ready for school in the morning. So look at this digital clock. So these are digital clocks because they don't have the hands on them. The digital clock displays the time you got home from school. So are you finishing school in the morning or in the afternoon? Probably afternoon. So it's probably p.m. So you have a.m. and p.m. here. Look at these clocks. What time is shown on this? What do you think? Okay, so you might want to get your whiteboard out and think about it. Write the time on your whiteboard and then come back to the video to check to see if you're correct. Okay, so pause it now so you can write down the time. Okay, let's see if you're correct. Well, the hour hand is between the 4 and 5. So that means it's going to be 4 o'clock. So where is the minute hand? It's on the 6. And what did we say 6 was? 30, right? So you should have written this 4:30. And you want to put the colons in. Got to make sure you have the colons in there or it doesn't tell us that it's time. Got to make sure you have those colons in there. Okay. What about the next one? What time is this clock? We have the hour hand between the 1 and the 2 and the minute hand on the 3. So pause it, write your time on your whiteboard, then unpause the video to check your work. So pause it now. Okay, what time is it? So it's between 1 and 2, so that tells us it has to be 1. We got to put our colon in, and then it's on the 3. Remember, 5, 10, 15. So this clock is showing us 1:15. Is that what you got? Okay, last one. What time is on this clock? The hour hand is between the 7 and the 8, and the minute hand is on the 9. So you're going to take this time now. You're going to write it on your whiteboard. You're going to pause and then unpause to check your answer. Okay, so pause now. Okay, so it's between 7 and 8, so that tells us it has to be 7. You got to put the colon down, and then it's on the 9, and we said that 9 is always going to be 45. Is that what you got? If not, you just need to practice, probably skip counting by 5. And if you're not sure on the hours, it's always going to be the one that it's past. So it's not to the 2 yet. So it's going to be the one above it. Okay, that's how you kind of tell. If it's in between the numbers, it's going to be the number above it. All right. Let's practice on these. They made these hour hands really long, didn't they? So the hour hand here is between the 1 and 2. And the minute hand's on the 30. Here, the hour hand's on the 8, and the minute hand's on the 12. Here, the hour hand is almost to 10, but not. Oh, yeah, it's at 10 o'clock. Sorry. See, they made these hour hands really long. You got to be careful of that. So the hour hand is on the 10, and the minute hand is on the 3. On this one, the hour hand is between the 5 and 6, and the minute hand is on the 9. So let's look up here at number 6. The hour hand is between the 1 and 2. The minute hand's on the 6. Pause the video, write down your answer, and come back and check your answer. So pause now. Okay. So since it's between 1 and 2, it's going to be 1 o'clock And on the 6, it is 30. So it's 1:30. This one, the hour hand is on the 8, and the minute hand is on the 12. What is that one? Pause the video now, write it on your whiteboard, and then come back, unpause your video, and check your answer. Okay, so it's on the 8. And do you remember what I told you the 12 o'clock was? That's 0. So that's 8 o'clock. Okay, this one, the hour hand's on the 10. The minute hand's on the 15. Write it on your whiteboard. Pause the video and then come back and check your answer. Make sure you're writing this down because, one, I want you to get used to writing them and writing them correctly with the colon, not just telling me 8 o'clock. On test, you're going to have to write it out. And you need practice writing your numbers. And I don't want you just doing things in your head. I want you to get into the habit of working problems out. So make sure that you're working this out on the whiteboard and not just watching it and waiting for me to give you the answer. You need to be working these out as we do them. So pause the video now and tell me what time this clock says. Okay, our hand is on the 10, so it is 10. The minute hand is on the 3, and we said that makes it a 15. So it is 10:15. Okay, let's look at number 9. The hour hand is between the 6 and the 5. Sorry, the 5 and the 6. And the minute hand is on the 9. What time is that? Pause the video, write your answer down, come back and check. Pause now. Okay, so it is 5:45. Okay. Is that what you got? Is that what you got? 1:38, 10:15, and 5:45? If not, if you're having trouble with this, and it's not just the skip counting that's messing you up, have an older sibling or an adult in your house help you with the analog clocks. That's what these are called. These are analog clocks. Okay, let's try another one. Last one before independent practice. So the hour hand is between the 7 and the 8, and the minute hand is on the 6. So what time does that make it? Write it on your whiteboard, pause the video, and then come back and check your answer. So pause now. Okay, so it's between the 7 and 8, so that makes it 7. And then the minute hand is on the 6, and that makes it 30. So remember, it's between the 7 and the 8. So you want to go to the lower number when it does that. So if it was here, you always want to go to the lower number, the one that it just came from, okay, to figure it out. All right? If it's in between like that. All right, so now you're going to do some independent practice. You're going to breeze through this. It's going to be so easy. Don't have any problems at all. If you do, practice skip counting by 5, and then make sure you know where to say the hour time at, okay? Because sometimes that mixes people up. But you always want to go to the one lower if it's in between two numbers, because it hasn't gone past that higher number yet, okay? See if that helps you. All right, you're going to do great this week. I just know it.